Good morning. My name is Nikki, also known as Miss Lafalot, and I am at about a 3.8 or a 3.6 right now. So I'm in Canada, and right now I have some elk burgers, two elk burgers in the air fryer, and I just want to document my process, the sound of my voice, so you can hear and see the visuals of what it's like for me personally to go through a low. So right now, I just want to take note that my hands are not shaking. And just so to hear the sound of my voice, listening for the sound of the tongue. For somebody like myself, if some lows you'll feel it in the tongue. Do you find that um, as a type 1 or type 2? So I'd be really curious if you want to step in and share your experience, what it feels like for you, because it's such a great learning experience, and I'm totally curious. I love to nerd out about diabetes. So let's see. Right now, like my strength is good. I feel good. My coordination feels fine. My heart, it does seem like it's beating just a little bit faster. So in times like this, I'm very conscious of how much energy I'm using, right? And at any time of the day when you're a diabetic, you're always um, adjusting and planning, right? Based on what you did yesterday, an hour ago, um, what you're going to do and stuff like that. I was talking to JC Calamity the other day on Club Carnivore, um, which is something I do every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So feel free to like and subscribe that channel. So it's just a baby. I was telling her that type 1 diabetes feels like four toddlers, but then I was thinking, and I asked for her feedback on that. Like, what is like? Does that make sense to you as a diabetic? Does it feel like you have four toddlers? And then I was thinking about it. I'm like, I was counting the toddlers. I'm like, actually, they're actually seven. Actually, feels like seven toddlers to have type 1 diabetes. Anyway, so I just wanted to jump on here, and while my elk burgers are cooking, and I do realize that the elk burgers, um, I do believe they're making a difference. I think they're better for me than beef. Although beef, my hamburger, uh, the texture of the meat actually helps me, like, because it's digested, right? A hamburger or an elk burger, something like a steak, it is hard for my body to digest, and sometimes I feel like it affects my body. It just takes more energy for it to digest it, and then sometimes my blood sugar will go higher. So I really like to have because it's using more energy, right? That's my hypothesis. But I'm just a baby diabetic, only 30 months into the diagnosis, so I'm learning, and I appreciate your comments and your knowledge. Anyway, so I'm about to eat this fairly soon, and so I just want to touch base and say hi, and just note this for diabetic research, for my own personal research, and for yours as well. So number one, when you're going through a low, I really like to say myself, don't panic, right? So focusing on the breath immediately, right? Get conscious, right? Because if you're experiencing a low, you are your own paramedic, right? Would you say that? You've got to dose yourself. You've got to, um, my things are done. So you got to, in those moments, you got to check yourself and make sure that you're conscious enough to make a decision that is best for you in that moment. You are going to Terry, Tony, Tony Science. Sorry, I need my glasses. But you are your own paramedic as a type 1 diabetic and a type 2. I like to say they're both serious, okay? But when you're type 1, stuff gets real. in a heartbeat. So you've got to learn, like, do I need to eat something? Do I need to breathe? Number one, that is the one thing that I need you to do when you're having a low, or you are seeing your loved one experience a low. A gentle hand on their shoulder, to give contact, and so they know that you're being supported, and to focus on the breath. Check in. What do you need right now? Are you thirsty? Are they hot? Right? What is their temperature like? Like the other day, one of my clients was having, um, she was having symptoms, right? And I knew she also has Parkinson's, and I said, she said, I don't feel good, and I said, must be in the medical field. I'm not in the medical field. I'm a health coach, um, but so I don't know if that's what you're saying, but so I just said to her, and she was sweating, right? Everybody, so I'm not sweating, okay? Everybody's going to have display different symptoms, okay? I'm not sweating. I'm not shaking. You can hear the sound of my voice. My tongue is not swollen. So, anyway, my food is done. So, you're going to have to know how to help your loved one in that moment, okay? Do they need food? So, you're checking all their vitals. Look at their eyes, right? You can even ask them, are your eyes blurry? Like, what's going on for you right now? And they can tell you, well, and you're gonna watch, are their hands shaking? Okay. Good morning, JC. I'm having a low. So let's see where I'm at right now. I'm at a 3.9. So I'm just explaining to everybody what I do in a low, and how to, and JC, I welcome. JC is also a fellow uh, comrade in type 1 diabetes. And I got to meet her the other day, so it was wonderful. She came onto Club Carnivore, my other channel. So JC, I'm just sharing, and this moment of vulnerability, but it's also a great teaching moment, right? What it feels like for me to go through a low. So I'm at 3.9. I'm in Canada, so you'll have to look that up, and see wherever country you are in, to see what that feels like you. And it's going to just be displayed very different in every individual. Like the other day, I was just telling you about one of my clients. She has Parkinson's, and she was laying down, and I could see her, and I said, you need to check your blood sugar, but she doesn't check her blood sugar. So she's type 2. She doesn't check her blood sugar. Don't get me started on that. We can talk about that too. I'm not judging her. I'm judging the system that doesn't suggest for her to check her blood sugars, which I think is absolutely asinine. So I know I'm all over the place here, right? But this is great for everybody to listen to, um, and observe, right? So checking your blood sugars. Whether you're type 2, I really do hope you're checking your blood sugars. Type 1, we have to. We'll die, which is not funny at all. We'll die. So anyway, this is an elk burger. I highly recommend ruminant meat if you're struggling with. Um, I think elk has more omega 3. Mm, fish, okay. For me, my body loves fish. I've never relied on glucose to bring me up. So I'm gonna watch. I want to do this live and show you how fast this happens. So I just showed you I was at a 3.9. Your body, if you've been relying on glucose as your fuel, your body uses both as fuel, right? They're going to be using them both, but one is going to be more predominant. I'll show you how fast this happens. I've taken no insulin this morning. My feet on the floor is 0, because essentially it's gone back down. How many of you can say that as a type 1 or type 2? Type 2 is different, but some type another one of my clients has type 2. This man can eat a shitload of sugar in a day. He only needs like 20 units of long lasting insulin. Crazy, right? So it depends on how many C peptides you're creating. So let's see where I'm at now. So I logically can sense that the body, and this is my hypothesis, challenge me if you want. The body, in my opinion, is going to recognize food in an instant. Mm. In my opinion, you may disagree with me, and some people's absorption rates will be um, not as fast. Your response to the food will also be different than mine. It depends on how we care for ourselves. It depends on what we eat. Normally, I put salt on this, but I'm not right now. But I put tons of salt. Okay, I experiment with supplementation. Our body needs about 4,700 milligrams of nice. JC Calamity is cooking and listening. Awesome. 4,700 milligrams of potassium. I take 10,000 units of vitamin D plus K2 and also magnesium plus B6. Depending on the day, depending what I've eaten, my body has been fine at how much? 2, 4. The magnesium is 200 each, I think. Taking, I like to take magnesium in the morning and at night as well. And then I experiment on the doses. But your body needs a different a combination of these vitamins, which are in meat. Okay, everything was provided to you in meat, and some people believe that they need fiber. I don't really believe that story. I think it's a fun idea, and yeah, um, if you want to poop, then eat some vegetables. And I'm not judging anybody because I freaking love vegetables. I just don't eat them. I love fruit and vegetables. I just don't eat them. I used to be a vegetarian. I used to be a fruitarian. And I believe that the vegetarian and fruitarian days destroyed my immune system and my gut health. You can disagree with me, you can agree with me, and we can all be friends. That's great. And I prefer that because I prefer friendship offers knowledge, right? Because what you've learned, I may not have learned, and vice versa, right? So I'm not dropping. My body is smart. It was a designed, fine tuned machine to know, okay, she's eating, right? She's not panicking. She must be okay, right? So in those moments when you're having a low, you're experiencing somebody who is having a low, you know, a gentle hand on their shoulder, right? Depending on who they are and their relation to you, right? You're gonna make that call, but a gentle hand on the shoulder, a soft, slow voice, you know, being calm and helping them move through that process, right? Do they need food? Do they need to sit down? Do they need water? Asking them, like checking in on their cognitive ability, asking a question is great. How are they going to respond to a question? Okay, can they respond? Right. So you're looking at all these things. Are they sweating? Are they shaking? Can they walk? Can they move? How are they moving? All of these things are very, very important. So let's see where I'm at now. 4.3. See how quick that was? See, and some people are relying on sugar, but this has sugar in it. Like it converts everything to sugar. No glucose. So we just saw how fast that happened. Now, because I'm not eating carbs, I'm going to dose, and I'm experimenting now because Amy Perrin, Prescript Boomers, type 1 diabetic, told me, and I'm in her diabetic group, that she doses like after because she's on a long, an old school, what she called an old school insulin, which is going to take longer to activate in the body, right? I'm on a fast acting insulin, but like for my, um, it's a newer version, right? I guess it's not an old school. Hers is an R. apparently. So I experiment before, like a bolus before and bolus after, but lately I've been doing okay going after, maybe just a couple units before, and then bolusing like a couple units, like microdosing every 2 hours or an hour and a half. And then so that it's going to match the rate of digestion of the fat because there's no carbs, right? If you're eating glucose and you're having a roller coaster, I've tried it. Seriously. I'm like, I wonder if I can figure a way that I can eat these carbs and not go fucking insane. Excuse my language, but I'm not sorry. Because if you have diabetes or type 1 especially, it can get really crazy. And you're on a roller coaster, and the roller coaster will affect your mental health, right? And as you go along, you're going to be able to adjust your mental health accordingly and do the things that you need to take care of your brain and your body, right? So that you can do what you need to do in those moments. And we all do different things, so I'm not judging you. You do you, and I'll do me. And I've tried the glucose thing. I've tried doing, what happens when I do a carb, and then it's insanity, right? I've been in the hospital where I've been at death's door and saying no to what they're feeding me, right? I'm like, are you kidding me? You're gonna feed me this? You are gonna feed me this, and I fought it, right? And then of course I'm watching them dose me for this bullshit that they're feeding me in the hospital. Like, really? Are you guys morons? Sorry, I don't want to be mean, but if you keep doing something, um, I don't know. It just some of the things that they were feeding me, I just didn't agree with because I'd already experienced my um, my way of eating. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody, but I just kind of get heated up. Like it, um, I believe that people are going to choose their food that is best for them. Okay, and that's great. Like yeah, have a little bit of whatever you want. That's fine, um, and because you know how to dose your body and you know what you can handle and what you're willing to handle. I'm not willing at this stage of learning because I'm only 30 months into my diagnosis. I'm not willing to go to do the carb things and do all of that because I've tried them and it's been so hard. It was so hard. I'm like, this is so hard. Like, I would love to be able to join my friends and family in eating these certain things because I love them. Are you kidding me? I love the pie. I love the cake. I love the carbs. I love all of them. But moving through that learning curve is just something I'm not willing. I don't have time. I don't have time to. Um, I don't want to make time. I have time for anything I want, right? I have time to do whatever I want. But do I want? It's always a choice, right? What do we want to make time for? Anyway, so this is the a real time research, and let's see where I'm at now and how quickly that happened. I'm at a 4.5 now. So this is an n plus one, um, uh, n equals one experiment, right? Right. So your body's gonna be different, sweetie, and that's okay. I love that your body is different. I love that your metabolism is different than mine. Then you can teach me. Well, this is how I do it. Okay, awesome. I want to learn. And I hope you teach the world because somebody is going to value your information. No matter what you eat, I want you to teach the world what you know. Right? It's important. Very important. Anyway, you have a great day. So how quickly that happened. 4.5. See you later. Have a great day.